All right, fans. Our next guest was taken 23rd overall by Sky Blue FC back in 2021 draft out of Virginia. Represents the U.S. Women's National Team under 23s from Frisco, Texas. First time on the show, this warrior wears number 8 for Gotham FC. Welcome to the podcast, Taryn Torres. Woo! Thank you for being here with us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so you are a player we've been wanting to talk to for a while, and you have such a unique journey. And we know you are going to do amazing things inside and outside the sport. So we're glad we get to talk to you before you get too big for us.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to talk with you guys. So
awesome. Yeah, thank you. But first, we're going to start with some fun questions. We're going to start with some fire questions. So pretty much I'm going to ask you something and you just say or answer whatever comes first to mind. Okay?
Okay. Awesome.
All right. Sounds good. So what was the last show you binged on?
I think it's called Keep Breathing. I think it's rated number 1 on Netflix right now.
Oh, shoot. I haven't watched Netflix in a while, so I'm going to go have to check it out. But next question. If sparkling water, yes or no?
No.
No? Why not?
I wish I liked it because I think the bottle looks cool, but I just do the carbonation.
All right. What's your favorite hype up song?
Ooh, I'd have to say in college it was this song called Knife Talk by Drake, but now maybe, I don't know. I'm on that one.
All right, we'll skip that one. All right, so this one, next question. You wouldn't be here without this person.
My mom.
Your mom? Aw, that's awesome. All right, who is your sports idol growing up?
Sports idol growing up. Mia Hamm as a little girl, really.
All right. Next question. What are you nerdy about outside of soccer?
Lord of the Rings. I love that series, that trilogy. The movies are amazing.
All right. So those were the fire rapid questions for you. Now we're going to get into more about your story and talk about a little bit about your journey in soccer. So you were born in Frisco, Texas, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, which is considered kind of like a soccer hotbed. Did you grow up in a soccer family?
I wouldn't necessarily classify my family as a soccer family, but definitely as a sports family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. I don't think my family is a soccer family. I just got into soccer because my grandpa used to watch soccer all the time, but that was about it.
Yes, I do have a little sister who plays soccer at Harvard, so we play, but not so much my parents.
So pretty much you're like, your little sister looks up to you.
Yes, and I look up to her as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But let's talk about your story. In the beginning of soccer for you, at what age did you start playing soccer and how did you know you fell in love with the sport?
My parents put me in the sport from at a very young age, when like the girls could start playing, like 4 years old. And I wasn't really very good. I was a very shy kid. And I just practiced a lot on my technique with my dad growing up. And once it became a little bit better, that's when I started to really like it. And I feel like I truly fell in love with it in my, going into college, really. Because before that, it was just something, a part of me that was always there, but I started to kind of take it for granted a little bit. And that's when I truly realized that I really love this sport and I want to pursue it for as long as I can.
Okay, so you started playing since the age of 4, then you went to high school, and that's when you have to feel like you have to stand out because college coaches are coming to watch you and stuff like that. Did you ever feel like pressure at that time of your life?
Oh, yes, definitely a lot of pressure, but at the same time, I was getting called into youth national team camps, and so I was kind of just focused on that. And so the college recruitment process was very stressful, really, because it was a very good problem to have, but a lot of colleges
Yeah.
reached out and I had no idea what I wanted to do at that age or where I wanted to go. And so kind of making that decision was stressful and kind of put pressure on me because I didn't want to disappoint any school, I remember, but it was a great problem to have.
So how did you decide to go with the University of Virginia?
I knew I wanted a great academic school and a great soccer school. And when I took my visit out to UVA, I
Hmm.
fell in love with the university. I love Steve Swanson, who's the coach. And honestly, I just felt like the way that UVA plays really fit my playing style. So I thought that that
Hmm.
would be a great choice for me.
Did any colleges in Texas reached out to you?
Oh, yes. I knew I didn't want to go to school in Texas
Okay.
just for maybe soccer program reasons. I don't know. I knew it was either East Coast or West Coast. They just had better programs. Not to say that Texas programs aren't great, but
So did you really want to leave Texas because you want to like experience like life by yourself or like kind of like get away from your family or how was that experience like going to University of Virginia like outside of your home state?
since I was 14 years old, I had been traveling around the world with youth national teams. So I was
Hmm.
pretty used to being away from home. And at that point, I just knew if I want to take my game to the next level, like this is where I'm supposed to be. And I was
Yeah.
just ready to, ready for that chapter of my life. So I guess it was more like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This program is going to push me to be better. Here's where I'm going to go, kind of thing.
Okay, that's awesome. Yes, you were used to it being, like you said, you were out of Texas for a long time traveling. So yeah, it makes sense. So
Right.
then you went to the University of Virginia, and correct me if I'm wrong, you decided to stay an extra year, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. What made you take that decision?
Well, I loved playing for UVA. I loved my coach. I loved my team. And I was injured that COVID season for a big chunk
Hmm.
of it. And just COVID in general just really was a bummer. And so I didn't want to leave on that note. And I knew that playing professional will still be there, hopefully, on the other end because I had been drafted. So I really just wanted to, give it one last hurrah and give it all I had. I really wanted to win a national championship, and I made a lot of really good friends. So I just wanted to kind of have that last year.
Yeah, yeah. COVID changed a lot of things around the world. Like the whole world literally stopped, and plus
Mhm.
you had an injury. How did you stay motivated through that time?
It wasn't as bad as what so many other people go through. It was just a high
Hmm.
ankle sprain, 8 weeks. But for me, it was, one of the first injuries I've ever had. So it really honestly motivated me even more. Just I hated missing games, and watching from
Hmm.
the sidelines just really motivated me to get back and just, it was a different perspective being off the field than on the field. And it was just, yeah, I was just itching to get back out there.
Yeah, yeah. Knock on wood, that's the only injury for you.
Yeah.
But what
Yes.
what was like what was like your favorite goal you scored, or what was like that favorite moment in that time?
So I'm I'm a defensive midfielder, truly, but my freshman year of college, I had to play the a forward position because we had an
Hmm.
injury up top. So one of my first goals as a freshman up there, I hit like a kind of half volley against Boston College, and I felt on top of the world. I remember.
Did you like you like that attention? Like the strikers get.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's awesome. So being a soccer player is both like rewarding and tough. We don't talk about like enough about mental health in the game. What do you like do like for your mind and spirit to stay like at a high level throughout the ups and downs?
So, me personally and my team, we've been starting to do meditation, and I
Hmm.
practice mindfulness a lot. And it's really
Okay.
getting in a space before games or just after practice, before practice, where you're just focusing on the present, you're focusing on the task at hand, and just never getting too high and never feeling too low in this environment because, you could be starting one day doing well, and then the next day you're out the lineup. And it can be a bumpy ride, like you mentioned. So
Hmm.
just being in a space where you can really perform to your fullest potential every single day. And I think that mindfulness and meditation are great ways that I've found to really help me.
Yeah, meditation's actually really good. I just started doing it not too long ago. And
Mhm.
at first I was like, okay, this is not working. This is boring. I started thinking about other things like, what am I going to do tomorrow? But then
Mhm.
I was like, you know what? Let me give it a real chance to
Mhm.
meditating.
Mhm.
So I locked myself in the room. I laid down. Everything was dark, whatever.
Mhm.
And I started doing this meditation. And it actually, it might sound crazy, but I felt like I was floating and I was like in another place. And I was like, this is amazing. I didn't even want to open my eyes, but
I
like you said, it's really good.
really, yeah, I agree. It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, I would recommend it. Anyone who hasn't done it, I would recommend it. Anyone who wants to do it. It really works.
It really
Uh,
does.
all right. So now let's move on to your professional career. Then in 2021, the NWSL draft, you got drafted back then by Sky Blue FC. Now it's Gotham FC. How
Mhm.
did you feel at that moment?
Oh, so excited. It's definitely a dream come true. A little surprised as well, just because that draft year was a little weird with the rules. They were slightly different than usual. So a little bit surprised because I didn't enter my name in the draft that year, but just ultimately grateful for the opportunity. So excited to just, have that on the other end. I knew I wanted to take my 5th year, but excited to have Sky Blue and Gotham waiting on the back end of that. So it was an
Yeah,
awesome moment.
it was a nice surprise, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Especially when you didn't enter and you're like, wow, like I'm that good that they actually picked me without me like entering my name. That's amazing.
No, it was a great feeling for sure.
Then you came into this team and this team has some of the best midfielders in the game. How incredible it is like being able to work and learn from these warriors.
It's so incredible. I knew coming into it how excited I was to learn from the best. Allie Long obviously is away on like maternity leave. She just had her twins, but I'm
Yeah.
so excited for her to get back and watch her. But McCall is seriously been like such a great mentor and leader for me. And like
Mhm.
every single day I watch the way how hard she works on the field and she's just like been in the league. She's been around the experience and the grit that she has. Like I just watch her and I just try to take pages out of her book.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So you would say she took you under her wing.
I would say so, yes.
Yes. And since you mentioned Ali Long, there has been a lot of playing style comparisons between you and Ali Long. Do you think those comparisons are fair?
I mean, that's flattering, but I mean, I think that we both try to, I mean, her obviously better, but we try to get in there and get on the ball, dictate play, calm and possession oriented players, but
Mhm.
I definitely am excited to see it in person.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be amazing seeing you two on the field. So how would you describe your style?
um, I'd say I'm a possession oriented player who likes to keep the ball defensively. I like to be organized and really just I like to see the whole field in front of me, and I
Mhm.
watch a lot of soccer, so I think I have a higher soccer IQ. So, and I'm in the very center of the field, so offense and defense. Yeah,
Yeah. How do you feel your style has fit with the team?
I think it fits well. I definitely haven't had to adjust a little bit. I think
Mhm.
that because we have such fast forwards that we need to like get them in behind, play more direct sometimes, and so it's
Yeah.
put me a little bit out of my comfort zone and having to play faster forward, but it's definitely something that I can put in my toolbox and it will just ultimately make me a better player. So it's been great.
Yeah. And I always mention this on the podcast when I have a chance. When you had your first start or your first game with Gotham FC, you were named player of the match. How did that feel? Like
Oh,
on your first game?
yes, that was a memory I won't forget. I think that it was a little bit rigged, but
No, no, no. Don't say that. Don't say. Just take the credit, girl. Just take
oh, thank
it.
you. It was a very cool moment for sure. Like first start, first game, player of the match. But No, it was a great moment.
All right. Now let's talk a little bit about the national team. So you had been called up for the national team. Do you remember how old were you when you got that first call and how it felt?
Yes, I was 14 years old, and I remember I think my parents even got the email because I was too young to even have an email at that point. It was just so amazing. I was so excited.
That
Um,
is, yeah, that's amazing at 14.
yeah.
And from myself and from Gary, I just want to say congratulations on your women's national team U23 called up.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tell us about that experience and what you learned from it.
So it was in Sweden, so it was super exciting to get to go to another country and play two friendlies against India and Sweden. And it's always fun playing internationally because, we're playing here in the US, which is cool, but then you get to go with USA and go get to play against teams from around the world. And it's always just an honor to represent your country. And every time I go, I never take it for granted. So it was a great experience once again.
This was your first time out of the country playing soccer?
Oh, no, no, definitely not my first time out of
Oh, okay, okay.
the
How about Sweden? This is your first time in Sweden?
first time in Sweden, yes.
All right. What tell me something you liked about Sweden.
Um, well, so we went during the best part of the year, I think weather-wise, so the weather was really
Okay.
nice. Yes. And it's just really pretty and clean there.
New York needs to take some notes.
Right.
Well, some parts of New York. All right. So now let's talk about another side of the national team. So you were born in 1999. So that's the year where everything changed for women's soccer in the US.
Right.
Yeah. Do you reflect on how those women really paved the way for where you are now?
Oh, all the time. I mean, even today I still see them. They've put their blood, sweat, and tears into this league and just women's soccer in general, and just seeing the progress that we've made so far. It's not where we want it to be, but like going when I played against LA away and seeing the
Mhm.
stadium filled with like 19, 20,000 fans, I was like, this is a dream come true. Like I would have never imagined, but no, they're just such leaders, and they fight for us, and I just want to I'm trying to be like that and just mold myself into the women that they are. But they're amazing. They really are.
Yeah. Yeah, you really have to give it up for Angel City for trying to change things around the league, and it's kind of like an example that everyone should follow. But now we have new investors in Gotham FC. How do you feel about that? We have Sue Bird now.
It's so exciting. Yeah, Sue Bird, and then we have like Eli Manning was at our practice today, and I'm just like,
Oh, really?
yes, and I'm just starry eyed, like Kevin Durant being on, and Carly Lloyd. Like I'm just like surrounded by all these big names. Like I don't know how to act.
It's like your dream come true.
Yes, literally.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Yeah, we got big names now here in Gotham FC. So the future looks really great for the team and everyone in it. And hopefully we can grow this game more and more each day. For example, like today it was announced that the game against the women's national team against England sold out in less than 24 hours. How
Yeah,
about that?
exciting news. I love to hear it. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's really exciting and it's the future is looking really bright, right?
For sure, for sure. It's
Yeah.
only going to get better, hopefully.
Yeah. And what does it mean for you to wear the US crest?
It's an honor. It means that you're representing your country. Like, not everyone gets to do that. So when you're seated in that seat, I personally am just thinking to myself, like, wow, like, there's only 20 of us in here. Like, you have to give it your all. Like, like you're playing for your country at this point. So it's truly just an honor. And I just feel
Yeah.
grateful every single time.
Is there any advice for young players who might be struggling out there? Like any advice for them?
The advice I'd give is, well, if they're struggling, just try to stay positive, ask for help. People are there to help. And really just, I've found that it helped to focus on practice. That's where it all like that's where you're made really. Like if you focus and you work hard and practice and you get the fundamentals down, then those things and the technique, those stay with you, and those are what create great players. So really just focus on, it sounds silly, but even I still, like every single day I'm practicing on my technique, the way I pass the ball, and just slight movements of 2 yards, and those little tiny details are what's important, and don't overlook those, and watch the game, support us. That's always, that can always help. So
Yeah. So, uh, so practicing every day, practicing. But how about like outside of practice? What else do you advise these young players to do to like be prepared?
be prepared. So sleep, nutrition, recovery. And I know like I was fussy about it as a kid, like go to bed, especially on the weekend on time, or don't have this candy. And it's all about balance. But as you get a little bit older, you need to just, being a professional, like you gotta eat right to fuel your body correctly, and get the proper sleep because it's so important. And if you don't know what that is, then maybe like try reaching out. It's the little things. It's the little things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The big
it's
things.
definitely a process. Definitely a process. What would you say it's like your cheat meal?
Oh, I my guilty pleasure is pizza. Any type
Oh,
of pizza.
and now you're here, like best pizza in the U.S. Do you
Oh,
have a favorite spot so far?
well, any place you go in New York is going to have good pizza, but there's this place. So we live in Florham Park, called
Mm-hmm.
Armania's, I think it's called. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
if it's like a Sunday night and I don't want to cook, I'm ordering that.
Armania. I don't think I've been there before, but I'm
Mhm.
gonna check it out.
Very good. It's very good.
All right. So a few more questions before I let you go. So Gotham is all about giving back to the community. Why is it important for you to give back?
Because we represent New Jersey, we represent this community, and like we have the most diverse team in the league. And I think that like we represent everyone that is working hard in everything they do in society. And if we're leaders, then it just will help everyone see the way that we carry ourselves. And
Mm-hmm.
I think giving back, because like we wouldn't have this league if, like it wasn't for everyone else in the community as well. So yeah, we have a lot of community service
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. And so I've just been trying to like put myself in those as well. My teammate Sabrina Flores is really big about getting involved in community service and organizing that for us. So she's been amazing with that.
Oh wow, so she organizes these events for you guys.
It's amazing.
I seen she's done like some clinics lately.
Yes, she's all about that. She's the best.
That's awesome. So, one more question before we let you go. Do you consider what would be like your legacy, like maybe inside and outside the sport?
I, hmm. So can you rephrase that? Sorry.
Yeah, so pretty much like what do you want your legacy to be, like inside and outside the sport?
Um, I guess just like a person who is humbled but confident. Like,
Mhm.
I guess just someone that's always wanting to get better, but like holds themselves to a high standard at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that
I
definitely
guess
makes
just like a
sense.
hardworking person that there's always room for improvement, but tries to like perfect the little things. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the player you were 2 or 3 years ago is not the same player that you are today. And it's not the same player that you're going to be in maybe 3, 4 years from now. And you just want to show that you are that humble, hard worker person in and outside the field, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You worded it way better than me.
I tried. I tried. I'm good sometimes, you know. But Taryn, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on to the show. You are a great guest. There's so much more we want to ask you, but we would love for you to come back again. So we're gonna save those questions for you to come back.
Oh, yay. I'm so excited. I would love to come back. I had so much fun today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So that's our show for the week. We'll be back next Thursday as always. Gotham returns to action on Sunday at 6 p.m. away against Chicago. I'm ready for this matchup against Chicago. Are you ready, Taryn?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.